It just makes sense for all of us. So I'm proud to be able to, this morning, introduce Governor Patrick, who I've welcomed to Newton many times, and who continues to be a strong partner for all of us. Thank you, Governor Patrick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's great to be back with you in Newton, and to Representative Balzer, Representative Kahn, Senator Pacheco, to Pearl and all of your colleagues from E2. Thank you, Secretary, Commissioner, still Commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. David, Karen, Zach, thank you for, there was a fourth child mentioned, by the way, so as you tour, check the closet. That fourth child is, but the school, is that it? Thank you very much for opening your home, and I want to thank everyone for coming out, both for bearing witness to what can be done in increased energy efficiency using technology, smart applications, imagination, creativity, and a whole new industry that we're trying to grow here. But on Karen's behalf, she won't say, but I learned this. You're all helping do something that anyone who's built a home understands. If you're having company, things get finished. The countertop went in last night, right? So if he wants to come back, if there's anything else. I'm not going to make a speech, one, because I'm unaccustomed to doing it in my socks. Two, because I hope that Secretary Sullivan will come up in a minute and say a little bit more about some of the details of our programs and initiatives here in the Commonwealth. I wanted to come today because I'm a frustrated architect and I'm fascinated with design choices, and I am incredibly intrigued with design choices that enable us to be more efficient and leap into the 21st century. Let me just say that thanks to the partnership of these and other members of the legislature, we have a nation-setting suite of energy efficiency and clean energy initiatives here in the Commonwealth. That includes, but is not limited to, the Green Communities Act. And let me just say to all of you, and Burl, where'd you go? You raised the question. The Green Communities Act is not going anywhere as long as I have anything to say about it. As in anything, whether it's a small business, a home, a big business, or government, we have to be about continuous improvement. And we will work with you and with others to look for ways to continually strengthen and improve the regime of the suite or range of initiatives represented by the Green Communities Act. But the fundamental commitment to growing the green economy, to capturing that corner, that not so small slice of where the world's economy is not going to change. And it has delivered for the Commonwealth. Not just in this House, which is a marvelous public example, or I should say private example, public for this moment, example of what we can do. But it is showing up in the jobs numbers, in the numbers of new companies, in the growth and range of technology being developed in this area. I think I'm right about this. And I hope you'll give some stats when you come up and start thinking about it now. But I think nearly 100,000 people work in the green tech sector today in the Commonwealth. That is 4 or 5 times the number before Lieutenant Governor Murray and I took office. We've had a 40% increase, 40-fold increase in the generation of electricity from alternative sources in the last few years. We are #1 in the nation in energy efficiency. That's not by accident. That's not by accident. It's because of choices that we are making. Choices that are about the here and now, but also about our generational responsibility. How we leave a better community, a better Commonwealth, a better planet than we found. And the more we lead, and the more we demonstrate our commitment to this leadership over time, the more others will see the wisdom of it too. The fact that it's new makes people nervous. That's not unusual. I don't know what it is about the clean tech or green tech community here that gets so nervous when people start asking you, well, how come we're doing that? How come we're changing this? That's the nature of change. It's always like that. But we're going to stay focused, we're going to stay united, and more to the point, we're going to start talking to people who are skeptical of the impact and import of these issues. Not just to people who already agree with us, but to people who don't agree with us. Because they too need to understand that this is in our collective best interest. And I look forward to working with all of you to that end. Mr. Mayor, thank you for your partnership, your leadership, your friendship. You're an extraordinary mayor. Newton's an extraordinary place. As governor, I love all 351 cities and towns in the state. Every single one of them is extraordinary. And every single one of them has the opportunity to grow examples and to multiply examples of this kind of environmental and energy stewardship going forward. And I look forward to being your partner. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Not just for your remarks, but for your tremendous leadership in making Massachusetts #1 in energy efficiency, and tremendous leadership over the number of years that you've been in office, and also looking forward. Thank you. Secretary Sullivan had a few remarks, and then hopefully we'll have some time for Q&A.
I will be really quick, because the rules of public speaking are, you don't want to be working with children or animals, and you absolutely do not want to follow the governor in speaking. And I kind of like working in the sun. Maybe tomorrow at Cabinet we can let me add my thanks to the legislators that are here, and certainly Burl and everybody at E2 as well, and David and Karen and Zach for just having a few close personal friends in for breakfast this morning. This has been wonderful. And what this event really symbolizes, I think, is what we are now embarking on doing in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. In the first 4 years of the governor's administration, he had the vision to put together a legislative package and a regulatory package and a framework that would move the Commonwealth of Massachusetts forward in clean energy, because it made smart from an energy perspective, understanding that we in Massachusetts spend $22 billion a year on energy. And of that, 18 billion, or some 80% of those dollars, leave the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It's a lost economic opportunity. But an investment in our local fuels, energy efficiencies, renewables, creates an opportunity here in Massachusetts for economic and job growth. And we've seen that. And Pat Cloney, who's the executive director and CEO of the Clean Energy Center, we've seen to the point today where we have 4,900 companies in the clean energy field doing business in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We now have some 64,000 individuals who work in the field of clean energy. Fully over 1.5% of all the people that live in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts now work in the field of clean energy, and it's growing. There was a 6.7% job growth. Last year, those companies, those 4,900 companies, not the government, not me, not Pat, not the governor, those companies project that they'll see a 12% job growth this year in the field of clean energy jobs. It's real. It is part of the economic engine of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. One of the reasons why Massachusetts is one of the leaders coming out of the recessions here nationally. It certainly makes sense from the environmental point of view. You've seen the numbers, you've seen the reduction in our economic impacts. Those are real. It's leadership here. So that framework was set over the last 4 years. It has now been my job for the last year and for the next 3 years, Governor willing, that we're going to take that energy reform that occurred and create an energy revolution. And that is only going to happen when we take this discussion and we take this education and we take this leadership and we go city by city, and thank you, Mayor, for being one of the leaders, the first leader, and we go town by town, business by business, and we really go home by home. And here we are today with an absolutely perfect example, and this is great, and we celebrate it, and we now challenge David and Karen and Zach and whoever the second child is, to continue to be leaders in education and tell your neighbors and tell your friends and take this revolution across the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, because it makes great economic sense, it makes great environmental sense. We will continue to see Massachusetts prosper, and as the governor said, we will continue to meet our generational responsibility to leave Massachusetts and the nation in a better place than we found it just some 5 years ago. So thank you, Governor, for your leadership. Thank everybody here for their leadership. This is just a great day to be Secretary of Energy and Environmental Affairs.
Thank you very much once again for your leadership, and the policies in the state is what made this house possible. So I know we're short on on timing, so I don't know, do we have time for some Q&A or?
Any questions?
I'm going to stick around to answer questions about the house. So I'll be good. Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm not on the program. I'm Representative Kay Khan. But I just wanted to stand here and really thank the Governor, Secretary Sullivan, Mayor Warren, my colleague Ruth Balzer, and colleague Mark Pacheco, because the Governor actually came forward with some funding here for the city to come here to the city of Newton, both from his administration and also from the Green Communities Act, that we could take that funding and put it toward a public building here in the city of Newton. And so I'm very excited that the community that I live in and the district that I live in, we've been able to use that money to create a green public building. I think it's the first that we're doing here in the city of Newton, so we're very excited. We hope to get you back very soon to show you what we've been able to do here in the city. It's very exciting. It's a small community center, the most used community center here in the city of Newton, that hadn't been touched for probably 35 years since it had closed as a school. And so we've been able to put on a new roof and sun tunnels and a new heating system, and we're going to be doing some work on the windows, and we're just very excited. So we hope you'll join us soon when we have an opening for this particular building. But I really want to thank you personally for your help and assistance. And it also, we've been able through Secretary Sullivan to rebuild a bridge and a walking path that connects Newton to Wellesley. And we're going to hope to open that soon as well. And I want to thank Secretary Kimmel for his support on that as well. So thank you all, and thank you for coming.